My friends, the world you see is not separate from you. It is not something happening to you, but rather something unfolding through you. The universe listens, not to your words, not to your wishes, but to your deepest assumptions. Everything you experience in life is a direct reflection of the assumptions you hold within your mind. The world is not acting independently of you, nor is it shaping itself according to random chance. It is simply mirroring the deepest convictions you carry, whether you are aware of them or not. If you believe the world is against you, you will see evidence to confirm that belief. If you assume that opportunities are scarce, you will find yourself struggling to grasp even the smallest of chances. But if you hold firm to the idea that life is working in your favor, that you are meant for abundance, success, and joy, the universe will rearrange itself to prove you right. This is not a philosophy of wishful thinking. It is a fundamental law of creation. What you accept as true, consciously or unconsciously, must express itself in the world around you. The circumstances of your life are not happening by accident. They are the outpicturing of your dominant state of mind. Every event, every encounter, every so-called coincidence is simply the unfolding of what you have assumed to be real. When you expect difficulties, they will come. When you expect ease, things will flow effortlessly. The universe does not argue with you. It only reflects what you persistently believe. Many people do not realize they are constantly shaping their reality through their internal dialogue. They assume negative outcomes without even recognizing it. They say to themselves, "Things never work out for me. I am always struggling," or "I am not lucky," and then wonder why life continues to present them with struggle and misfortune. These are not mere words, they are declarations, commands issued to the unseen forces that shape reality. And because the universe is infinitely obedient, it reflects back exactly what has been assumed. There is no neutrality in assumption. Even when you say, "I hope things get better," you are subtly affirming that things are not good now. The universe does not operate on hope. It operates on certainty. You must assume the truth of your desire, not in the future, not as a distant possibility, but as a present reality. It is not enough to wish for abundance. You must assume you already possess it. It is not enough to long for love. You must carry yourself as one who is already deeply loved. This shift in assumption is not just mental, it must be felt in every fiber of your being. Most people allow the outer world to dictate their assumptions rather than realizing that their assumptions are dictating the outer world. They look at their current circumstances and assume that what they see is fixed and unchangeable, but this is an illusion. The physical world is not the cause, it is the effect. To change your life, you must first change the assumptions you hold within. When you begin to see yourself as someone worthy of success, success will come. When you assume that you are guided, protected, and supported, life will present evidence to confirm it. The process is not about forcing reality to change, but about aligning your consciousness with the version of yourself who already has what you seek. You are not trying to manipulate the external world. You are transforming the inner world, and the outer world has no choice but to follow. Every great transformation begins with a shift in assumption. The wealthy person assumes wealth even when they have nothing. The confident person assumes confidence even in the face of doubt. The loved person assumes they are loved even before love physically appears. If you want to know what you have been assuming, simply look at your life, your relationships, your financial situation, your health, your opportunities. All of it is a reflection of the beliefs you have accepted as true. Nothing is happening to you randomly. The universe is not withholding anything from you. It is simply responding with precision to the assumptions you hold. Change your assumptions, and the world around you must change as well. This is the key to mastering life. The moment you take full responsibility for your assumptions, You take control over your destiny. You will no longer feel powerless or at the mercy of circumstances. You will no longer react to the world as though it is separate from you. Instead, you will understand that life is unfolding according to the script you have written within your own mind. The universe is your mirror, and it will never fail to reflect what you assume to be true. The universe does not respond to pleading, nor does it take notice of desperation. It is not moved by the cries of those who beg for a better life while secretly believing they are unworthy of it. To receive what you desire, you must not approach the unseen with a spirit of lack, but with a spirit of certainty. You must declare that what you seek is already yours. When you beg, you affirm separation from your desire. When you declare, you claim it as your own. The difference may seem subtle, but it is everything. One keeps you in a state of wanting, while the other moves you into a state of having. Many believe that if they pray hard enough, if they plead long enough, then their desires will be granted. But pleading is the language of doubt. It is the voice of someone who does not believe in their own creative power. The universe is not persuaded by repeated requests. It simply reflects back the dominant feeling behind them. If you beg, you are reinforcing the belief that you do not yet have what you want, and so reality will continue to reflect that absence. You must shift from asking to assuming, from pleading to possessing. Speak not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. There is an authority within you that must be recognized. It is the creative force that shapes all things, and it does not function through wishful thinking or weak requests. It requires conviction. When you declare something with certainty, you activate the unseen forces that bring it into form. You do not say, "I hope to be successful." You say, "I am successful." You do not whisper, "I wish I could be loved." You declare, "I am loved." And when you do this, not as an empty affirmation, but as a deep, unshakable truth, the world has no choice but to conform. Those who command their reality do not wait for permission. They do not sit in uncertainty hoping for a sign. They decide, they assume, they step forward as if their desires have already been fulfilled, and in doing so, they summon them into existence. The moment you shift from requesting to claiming, everything begins to move in your favor. Doors that once seemed closed will open. Circumstances that once opposed you will bend in your favor. But this cannot happen until you stop seeing yourself as someone in need and start seeing yourself as someone in possession. Look around at those who have what they desire. They are not begging for it. They walk in the confidence of those who know they are worthy. They do not approach life timidly, unsure of whether they will receive what they seek. They act as if it is already theirs, and because they assume this with conviction, life arranges itself to prove them right. This is not arrogance. It is the natural order of things. The universe does not give to those who beg. It gives to those who expect, those who claim, those who step forward in faith rather than fear. Every moment you are making a declaration, whether you realize it or not. If you say, "I never get what I want," you are declaring it to be so, and life will reflect it. If you say, "I always struggle," the universe will ensure that struggle remains your experience. But if you shift your declaration to, "Everything is working out for me," you will find that it begins to happen. If the words you use, the thoughts you persist in, the feelings you cultivate, all of these are shaping your reality. There is no need to look outside yourself for validation. You do not need permission from the world to claim what is already yours in spirit. If you desire something deeply, it is because it is meant for you. And if it is meant for you, there is no need to beg for it. The very act of wanting it is proof that it exists within the realm of possibility. Your only task is to align with it, to speak it into existence with the authority that already resides within you. You must declare it with the confidence of one who knows that what they seek is on its way. This is the difference between those who struggle and those who thrive. The ones who struggle believe they must earn, chase, or plead for what they want. The ones who thrive understand that they must simply assume the state of having it. The universe does not respond to need, it responds to belief. And when you declare something with unwavering certainty, when you embody the reality you desire before it physically appears, you set in motion the unseen forces that will bring it to you. The words you speak to yourself in the silence of your mind are more powerful than any spoken declaration. They are the architects of your reality, the unseen forces shaping the life you experience. Every day, without realizing it, you are engaged in an internal dialogue that determines the circumstances you encounter. The way you talk to yourself, the thoughts you repeat, and the assumptions you hold are constantly forming the blueprint of your world. What you accept as true within will be reflected without. You are never merely thinking, you are creating. Most people are unaware of the power of their inner conversations. They believe life is happening to them, not realizing that life is simply echoing the script they have written in their own minds. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, not worthy, not capable, the world will mirror these assumptions back to you. You will meet people who reinforce those beliefs, encounter situations that validate them, and struggle against obstacles that seem to confirm your fears. But if you begin to speak to yourself as one who is powerful, worthy, and capable, your reality must shift to reflect that new state. Your internal dialogue is not idle chatter. It is a direct command to the universe. Every thought you persist in is a seed planted in the subconscious mind, and from that seed your external world will grow. If you sow seeds of doubt, you will reap circumstances of failure. If you entertain thoughts of limitation, you will find yourself restricted at every turn. But if you make a habit of inner conversations that affirm your strength, your success, and your inevitable triumph, life will reorganize itself to prove you right. You must take control of the story you tell yourself, for it is the foundation upon which your world is built. Consider the way you speak to yourself when faced with a challenge. Do you immediately think, I always fail? Or do you remind yourself, I always find a way? Do you tell yourself, nothing ever works out for me? Or do you affirm, everything is unfolding in my favor? These words may seem small, but they carry immense creative power. What you repeatedly declare in your mind shapes the actions you take, the energy you emit, and the circumstances that arise in your life. If your inner speech is filled with doubt, fear, and hesitation, your reality will reflect those same qualities. But if you fill your mind with thoughts of confidence, faith, and certainty, the world will respond in kind. Your subconscious mind does not argue with you, accepts whatever you persistently tell it as truth. If you constantly say, I am broke, it does not question or analyze, it simply works to make that statement your reality. If you say, I am always overlooked, the subconscious mind ensures that you continue to experience that pattern. But the same principle works in your favor if you apply it correctly. If you begin to tell yourself, I am worthy of abundance, your mind will set forth to bring that truth into manifestation. If you repeat, I am deeply loved and appreciated, you will begin to attract relationships that reflect that assumption. Many people believe they need to wait for their external circumstances to change before they can change their inner conversations. But the truth is, the shift must happen within first. If you wait for success before you feel successful, you will always be waiting. If you wait for love before you feel lovable, love will continue to elude you. The only way to transform your world is to first transform the way you speak to yourself. You must persist in these new conversations, even when there is no immediate evidence to support them, for reality must eventually conform to the inner state you maintain. There is no escaping the truth that your thoughts create. Even when you think you are doing nothing, your mind is shaping the world around you. If you allow yourself to dwell in worry, insecurity, and fear, You are setting the stage for experiences that align with those feelings. But the moment you choose to revise your inner conversations, to replace old limiting thoughts with new, empowering beliefs, you take control of your destiny. Your world is simply the echo of what you consistently assume to be true. If you do not like what you see, you must change the words you are speaking to yourself. Reality is fluid, responding not to what you want, but to what you believe and persist in. The conditions of your life are not fixed. They are in constant motion, shifting according to the assumptions you hold. The power to change everything lies within you, in the silent dialogue you engage in every day. You do not need to force the world to change, you only need to change your assumptions, and the world will follow. The universe has no choice but to reflect back the state of consciousness you embody. Whatever you declare within, whether in faith or in fear, will inevitably become your experience. Desire alone is not enough. Wishing, hoping, and dreaming will not bring about the fulfillment of what you seek. You must move beyond wanting and step into the reality of having. To bring your desires into form, you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is not an empty exercise of imagination. It is the very key to creation. The world does not respond to mere longing. It responds to the state of being you occupy. If you wish to change your external reality, you must first change your internal state. The moment you fully assume the feeling of already possessing what you seek, reality begins to shift in accordance with your assumption. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel differently. They wait for success before they feel successful, for love before they feel love, for abundance before they feel abundant. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding of how reality is created. It is not the external world that dictates your inner state. If you continue to see yourself as someone who lacks what they desire, life will mirror that lack back to you. But if you assume, without doubt, that your desire is already yours, life will rearrange itself to reflect that truth. There is a vast difference between wishing for something and assuming it to be already yours. When you wish, you affirm separation between you and your desire. You acknowledge that it is something you do not yet have, something outside of your current reality. But when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you close that gap. You merge with the very thing you seek. The world, being a mirror, has no choice but to reflect this new assumption back to you in the form of your manifested reality. It does not question whether your assumption is true. It simply reflects what you persist in believing. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you must embody the emotions, thoughts, and behaviors of one who already possesses their desire. If you seek success, you must walk, speak, and think as though you are already successful. If you seek love, you must carry yourself as one who is deeply loved and cherished. This is not a game of pretending. It is a fundamental shift in identity. You are not trying to trick the universe into giving you something. You are aligning yourself with the version of you that already has it. The moment you fully step into this assumption, the world must respond accordingly. The greatest obstacle to this practice is doubt. Many people attempt to assume the feeling of their wish fulfilled, but they do so half-heartedly. They allow the evidence of their senses to convince them that nothing has changed. They waver between belief and disbelief, between assumption and doubt, and in doing so, they delay their manifestation. The key is persistence. You must remain faithful to your assumption, even when reality appears unchanged. The longer you persist in this new state of being, the more the world will conform to it. Reality is fluid. It is always adjusting to reflect the consciousness you occupy. The power of assumption is not limited to grand desires. It applies to every aspect of life. Every moment, whether you realize it or not, you are assuming something. You assume your limitations, your struggles, your habits, your identity. These assumptions shape the course of your life just as surely as the sun shapes the day. The question is not whether you are assuming, but what you are assuming. Are you assuming success or failure? Are you assuming abundance or lack? Are you assuming health or illness? Whatever you persistently assume, whether consciously or unconsciously, must become your experience. To make this shift, you must learn to live from the end. You must train yourself to see, feel, and believe in the fulfillment of your desires as though they are already present. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means recognizing that reality is not fixed. It is shaped by the consciousness you hold. If you wish to experience a different outcome, you must embody the state of one who already possesses it. You must enter that state with such certainty that there is no room for doubt. The more vividly and consistently you assume this new reality, the more quickly it will harden into fact. The moment you truly assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, everything shifts. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions change effortlessly. You no longer operate from a place of need or desperation, but from a place of certainty. The universe responds to this certainty. It aligns circumstances, events, and people in perfect harmony with your assumption. What once seemed distant and unattainable suddenly becomes inevitable. It becomes inevitable. You are not chasing after your desires. You are drawing them to you by becoming the person who already has them. And once you fully embody that state, reality must reflect it. The moments before sleep hold a power that few truly understand. In that quiet state between wakefulness and slumber, the mind is most impressionable, most receptive, and most connected to the unseen forces that shape reality. The conscious mind begins to fade, and the subconscious becomes dominant, absorbing everything you impress upon it without resistance. It is in this sacred window of time that you have the greatest opportunity to reshape your world. For whatever you consistently visualize before sleep will sink deep into your subconscious and manifest itself in your waking life. The images, emotions, and beliefs you hold in this drowsy state are the seeds you plant, and in time, they must bear fruit. Most people drift off to sleep replaying the struggles of the day, worrying about the future, or dwelling on what they lack. Without realizing it, they are reinforcing the very circumstances they wish to escape. The subconscious mind does not judge or question. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it and works to bring those impressions into form. If you fall asleep consumed by thoughts of failure, loneliness, or frustration, you are instructing your subconscious to make those experiences more real. But if you take control of your final thoughts and deliberately visualize the life you desire, you are giving your subconscious new instructions, commands that it must obey. The process is simple yet profound. As you lie in bed, relax your body completely and allow yourself to enter a deeply calm state. Then begin to imagine, in vivid detail, the fulfillment of your desire. Do not see yourself as separate from it. Experience it as if it were happening now. If you desire success, feel the pride, the joy, and the confidence of having already achieved it. If you seek love, immerse yourself in the warmth and security of being deeply cherished. The key is to engage your senses, to see, hear, and feel the reality you wish to create with such intensity that it becomes real to you in that moment. The more emotion you infuse into this visualization, the more powerful the impression will be. The subconscious does not respond to empty words or vague ideas. It responds to feeling. If you merely think about your desire without truly feeling it, you will not create the necessary impact. But if you immerse yourself fully, allowing the feeling of fulfillment to wash over you, you will impress this new reality upon your subconscious mind. And once it takes hold, it must externalize itself in your waking life. You are not simply imagining for the sake of it, you are rewriting the script of your reality. Many fail to see results because they allow doubt to creep in as soon as they wake. They question whether the process is working, and in doing so, they undo the work they did the night before. But the law is precise. What you impress upon the subconscious must come to pass, provided you do not counteract it with disbelief. The key is faith. You must assume that what you have visualized is already on its way, even if there is no immediate evidence. Trust that your subconscious is at work, orchestrating events, circumstances, and people to bring your vision into being. Repetition is essential. A single night of visualization is powerful, but consistent practice is what reshapes your reality. Each night, before sleep, return to the same scene. Make it more vivid, more real. Strengthen the emotional connection. Over time, this repeated impression will become so deeply ingrained that it will feel natural. And once it feels natural, it must externalize itself. You will begin to see subtle shifts in your waking life. Doors opening, opportunities appearing, circumstances aligning perfectly with your desire. This is not coincidence. It is the result of the work you have done in those final moments before sleep. The beauty of this practice is that it requires no effort beyond the willingness to believe. You do not need to force the world to change. You only need to change within, and the world will follow. When you master the art of visualization before sleep, you take control of your destiny. You move from being a passive observer of life to an active creator. You no longer drift through existence, reacting to circumstances. You shape circumstances according to the vision you have deliberately chosen. With each passing night, as you continue this practice, you will find yourself waking up with a new sense of certainty. The doubts that once plagued you will fade, replaced by an unshakable inner knowing. Your subconscious will begin guiding you effortlessly toward the fulfillment of your vision. Inspired ideas will come to you, synchronicities will appear, and what once seemed impossible will unfold naturally. Reality is not fixed, it is fluid, shaped by the thoughts you impress upon your subconscious. And there is no better time to do so than in the sacred moments before sleep. The universe does not respond to hesitation, doubt, or timid requests. It moves in accordance with conviction, certainty, and unwavering belief. Those who approach life with boldness, who declare their desires with authority, and who act with the absolute assurance that what they seek is already theirs, are the ones who see the greatest manifestations. Boldness is not arrogance. It is an unshakable knowing that you are the creator of your reality. When you move through life as if what you desire is already unfolding, the universe must align itself to match that energy. It does not respond to weak, half-hearted attempts. It responds to those who claim their destiny with full confidence, as if there is no other option. Hesitation is the enemy of manifestation. When you hesitate, when you question whether you deserve what you seek, when you waver between belief and doubt, you send mixed signals. The universe is not confused. It simply mirrors the uncertainty back to you. If you are unsure, if you approach your desires as if you are asking for permission, life will reflect that hesitation. You will find yourself stuck in limbo, neither moving forward nor backward, caught in a cycle of indecision. But when you step forward with boldness, when you act as if your success is inevitable, when you speak and think with certainty, the entire world will shift to meet your level of belief. Most people shrink themselves before they even begin. They ask for too little. They downplay their dreams. They convince themselves that they should be grateful for what they have rather than reach for more. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding of how creation works. The universe does not reward small thinking. It rewards those who dare to believe in more, those who stretch beyond what seems reasonable, those who refuse to settle for anything less than what they truly desire. If you walk through life asking for scraps, you will receive scraps. But if you step into your power and declare that you are worthy of abundance, love, success, and joy, then life must reflect that declaration. There is a difference between wanting something and claiming it. Most people want many things, but their desires are filled with uncertainty and lack. They hope things will change. They wish for better circumstances. but deep down they do not truly believe they can have what they seek. Boldness eliminates this uncertainty. Boldness does not say, I hope this happens. It says, it is already mine. It does not wait for permission or validation. It steps forward as if the outcome is guaranteed, because it understands that reality is molded by the consciousness that occupies it. The universe is not withholding anything from you. It is waiting for you to step up and claim what is already yours. Many people fear boldness because they believe it is reckless. They fear that if they expect too much, they will be disappointed. But in truth, it is the timid approach that leads to disappointment. Those who only dip their toes into the waters of possibility never experience the full depth of what life has to offer. The greatest rewards go to those who dive in fully, who commit themselves completely, who refuse to accept anything less than what they know they are capable of receiving. The universe respects commitment. It respects those who declare, without hesitation, that they are ready for more. And when you make that declaration with full conviction, unseen forces begin to move in your favor. Doubt is nothing more than a habit, a conditioned response to past failures, to societal limitations, to the false belief that you must earn what you desire through struggle. But boldness is a higher state of being. It bypasses doubt altogether. It moves with the assumption that success is not only possible, but inevitable. And in doing so, it forces reality to bend to its will. The bold do not concern themselves with how or when things will unfold. They do not waste energy trying to control every detail. They simply decide what they want, assume it is already theirs, and move forward with the confidence of someone who has already won. There is an undeniable magnetism to boldness. When you walk through life with certainty, people, opportunities, and circumstances are drawn to you in ways that defy logic. The world responds to the energy you project, and when that energy is rooted in absolute confidence, you become a force that cannot be ignored. You will find doors opening where there were none before. You will find the right people appearing at the right time. You will find solutions revealing themselves effortlessly, because the universe favors those who move with unwavering belief. This is not magic, it is the natural result of aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to create. There is no need to wait, no need to ask for permission, no need to play small. You are not meant to live a life of hesitation and uncertainty. The power to create, to shape, to transform your reality is already within you. The only thing that stands between you and the life you desire is your willingness to claim it. Boldness is the key, not arrogance, not force, but an unshakable knowing that what you seek is already yours. And once you move with that level of certainty, once you embody that energy fully, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind.